Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I saw the trailers for It, the new film based on Stephen King's novel, so I absolutely had to go out there and dig up a copy of It, the original miniseries. I believe this is 1990, miniseries with John Ritter and Tim Curry. Ooh, shadow on my face. And, yeah, I do not scare easily. Let's premise that very quickly. I have lived with my sister, and once you have lived with my sister, you have experienced some of the most horrible things a human being can experience. I have experienced some of the most violent actions possible by the human race. Like my sister's flagellation. When that woman passes gas, it's like Hiroshima in here. But I digress. So when I watched it is the story, it is two parallel stories wherein the same thing happens. Stories where a group of people are fighting it, a monster that can portray itself as your greatest fears. Played by Tim Curry, masterfully so. So you're watching them fight the monster as children and watching them fight the monster as adults. And it is kind of a slow story. It is a slow burn. But then you've got Tim Curry there. And Tim Curry is just absolutely masterful as this horrific creature. But, I even looked it up. I said, I've heard so much about this. I saw it in parts as a kid. I never saw the whole thing straight through. And I thought, well, what's the big deal about it? It's got about a 62% on Rotten Tomatoes. It gets 4 out of 5 stars, I think, on IMDb. This is a solid miniseries, but if you're looking to be scared and you're an adult, unless you're already creeped out by clowns, you're not going to be. Tim Curry plays the excellent villain. I love him as Pennywise. I'm not scared by Pennywise. I'm not having nightmares about Pennywise. But then, like I say, not a lot of things scare me. I've had pretty much some really horrific things happen to me in real life. I mean, I've lived a horror story, so these things do not scare me anymore. So maybe you'll be scared, but I won't. Now, again, John Ritter is also in this film and their miniseries, and I love John Ritter. I've enjoyed him in Three's Company. I enjoyed him in Sling Blade. He's a great actor as well. I loved him in this. I felt he was the strongest character after Curry. And for the 90s, this is a really good film. And where it starts to break down is in the last episode, the special effects start getting weak. And in the end, it's like, okay, that's cheesy. But you also have to remember this is early 90s, made for television. They had a low budget, so give them a pass. So look, here's the thing. If you're a fan of creepy clowns, John Ritter or Tim Curry, you definitely want to pick this up. If you like this kind of a genre, you definitely want to pick this up. But understand, this film is not for everybody. That's just what I'm saying. I mean, look, it's part of my collection. I obviously tracked it down. I obviously wanted to see it. And I did. But I have to point out, not for everybody. That's how the world works. Anyway, that's my opinion. I'd love to hear yours down in the comments below. I'm Richard.